Hey, I'm Lex.
And I'm Gibby, and welcome to another episode of Porch Swing People.
Each week we bring a guest onto the porch swing and we ask them questions and then they answer the questions.
All right, Lex, who do we have today?
Beth, our guest today, she's a childhood friend from my youth, and she has also taught me how to teach preschool ballet. So thank you so much for that, Beth. I'm so excited. Should we bring Beth on?
Yes, let's bring her on. This should be wonderful.
You know that?
I know that.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
Good morning, Beth. You look lovely.
Hello.
You are in your husband's recording studio.
Yes. He had all these lights on and everything, and I turned them off because they.
Oh wow! Check out what I have. One of my friends / former guests got this for me.
Oh, I love it!
Isn't that so fun? Yeah, and my on-air light. I do. I guess I have commitment issues with hanging things up. Like, this is supposed to be my temporary recording space, so I'm like, when I get moved to a more permanent thing, and then
when you have holes in the walls, you have to patch them and sand them and paint them.
Yep. I get it. So Beth, Lex said you're in your husband's recording studio. What does he do there?
He has a YouTube channel called Returning Retro, and he kind of goes over phone reviews and tech devices and things. Yeah, this is his nerd studio space.
Yeah, and it's a really successful YouTube channel, right?
It's been pretty good so far. Yeah, he enjoys it. So
yeah, you're gonna have to check it out, Gibby. I listened to one of his videos the other day, and I was
it's like a different language, all the tech words and stuff.
Yeah, but he also has this great radio voice. He seems very comfortable with it. Yeah, you should. So tell us a little bit about the background stuff that he's got going on. I see lots of dinosaurs.
Yes, we've got video game stuff and Michael Crichton books and dinosaurs and.
Yeah. And what's that in the middle?
That is the Declaration of Independence.
There you go. Just when you want to remind yourself what it's all about.
Is that the real one from National Treasure?
He stole that one from Nicholas Cage.
Yeah, he just has it out in the open.
Wow. It's a nice frame, though, so that's good.
It is.
So, Beth, thanks for joining us on the podcast this morning. We are so excited to ask you all of your questions. Beth has said, cut any that you don't want to ask, but we're going to try to go through all of them. So, shall we jump in?
All right. Thank you for joining us today, Beth. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
This is always such a hard question. I'm like, who am I? And I think that's changed a few times in my life. I am a childhood friend of Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in my life, I am a mom of 3, age 8 and under. And honestly, that's most of my personality right now.
Yeah,
that's my job. That's everything. Is just trying to raise these little humans to be the best people that I can. And I'm learning along with them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not working right now. Just doing the mom thing. And it's, I don't know what else to say about that. That's who I am at this point in my life.
That's definitely working.
That's a full-time job. Lex has been doing the same thing and raising amazing little people.
Yes.
Yeah, Beth, that's totally a job. I would say that's multiple jobs in once. And yeah, Gibby said that I've been doing it not as long as you've been doing it. So I feel so grateful for all of my friends who have paved the way in my life, and I can use.
We learn from each other.
Yes, exactly. Great examples of just awesome people and awesome parents. So Beth, can you tell us something hilarious that has happened to you recently?
Something hilarious. Okay. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I saw an ad for a traveling circus that was coming to town.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, my kids would love this. And my first experience going to a traveling circus was not good. I took my daughter when she was not even 1. I mean, there's no way she remembers it. They took 2 people away in ambulances before.
What?
With the heat stroke, it was outside.
It's too hot.
Oh
Thought
my
maybe the
gosh.
animals would attack them or
I
something.
know. Well, I think that's why they hardly had any animals. I think we saw one camel and maybe a dog.
Oh,
So anyway, that was my first circus experience. But when I saw this ad, I thought, okay, my kids are a little older now.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go. So we went to the circus last week and it was incredible. They had acrobats and aerialists and performing dogs and clowns and lasers. It was so much fun. And at one point, my 6-year-old turns to me and he's almost in tears. And he's like, Mom, I'm scared of heights. I can't do that. I don't want to flip and I don't want to jump off the ladder and I don't know how to juggle fire. And he is just getting worked up. And I'm like, oh my word, where is this coming from?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, buddy, you don't have to join the circus. A lot of us never join the circus and we turn out just fine. And it was just this moment where I was like, this is not what I thought I would be doing today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have those a lot as a parent where here I am talking my kid down from this scenario in his head where he somehow thought that because we went to the circus, he would inevitably have to join the circus.
oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good story. But also, oh my gosh, so terrifying for such a little one. I love stories like that where you realize that our schema as adults just doesn't hit with kids yet, and they have no idea what's going on, and they're just trying to bop around. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Beth, can you tell us a skill or a hobby that you're currently enjoying?
A skill or a hobby? I thought of a couple. Number one, bird watching. You hit
awesome.
your mid-30s and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you have this fascination with birds. I don't know. But,
Yeah, birds are incredible.
we kind of live in a rural area. Like there is nothing behind my house. It's just farmland. There's horses that run around, sometimes cows. And so we see a lot of hawks
Mm-hmm.
and like falcons. And there's this little swamp area where we get cranes and sometimes pelicans and
Cool.
all of the little sparrow birds, chickadees, things like that. So I just love sitting on my couch and I have a little bird feeder in my backyard. My kids help me fill up and I watch the birds and it's been
Oh, that's so lovely.
it's been like calming and fascinating. And
Yeah.
I have a little encyclopedia I keep near my couch. I can open it up and research what I'm finding and
I
seeing.
do too.
Like, and why are they here? What time of year do they
Wait, do you have binoculars? You need to make sure you have those on hand.
need binoculars? That's one tool I
Yeah.
don't have yet.
And you like taking pictures of them when you can. Do you
I
have a nice
do.
camera?
No, I just use my iPhone camera and then I just zoom in really close.
That's what
Man,
I did.
iPhone cameras though are awesome. I mean,
They are
they
good.
They work
get what you need for sure. Yeah.
There'll be times I'll pull the car over. I'm like, kids, look at that post. There's a bird on it. It's like the middle of just the road and I just pull over to zoom in and take a picture.
I love that so much. I do that too. And sometimes I tell myself I should pull over because I'll be like driving,
Yeah.
like looking up out the window.
Like writing it without looking.
I know. It's like, this is not safe right now. This bird is distracting me.
There's such a thing as a birdhouse now that has a camera.
Yeah, I think, Gibby, do you have one? Or you kind of rig something up like that?
I did. I rigged something up. But
Oh,
Yeah, you
that's
put
so cool.
like a ring camera or something.
Well,
like
that's my next step is I need to ring camera the birds.
Beth, have you seen that video online of the woman who like rigged together this hat that has a little platform right with the hummingbird feeders?
And it just
That's
goes-
your next step. Yeah.
I don't have a hummingbird feeder yet. That's another one I need to add to my.
Oh, you need to get to Wild Birds Unlimited ASAP.
Don't do it. Just go get it. You go in there, you're going to be,
You do need to go in with a budget in mind. Like, I'm only going to spend this much money.
300.
Oh, so you said you had a couple of.
Oh, my
hobbies.
other one I thought of was just this past year, I've gotten into like thrifting. I love going to thrift stores
Mhm.
for anything like household items, furniture, clothes for the kids. Kids go through clothes so fast.
Yeah.
They destroy them and they grow out of them in 2 weeks. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, once you've spent like $2 to $3 on clothes for kids, you will never want to buy them nice clothes again.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. For 10 times that much at least.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been so fun. It's like a treasure hunt to go in and see like what I can find. And I love picture frames. That's a really
I
inexpensive
know. I
way
was hoping
to
you would bring that
frame
up.
art and photos in your house. And then I like to imagine like, who owned this before and what
Oh,
was
that's
the house
fun.
like?
Yeah. But you also do
I
a lot
would
of
never have
like
thought that. Yeah. That's
kind of
cool. though.
repurposing or like DIYing it a little bit to like
I do a little bit, yeah.
every once
I
in a while
love
to make things a little bit more spiced up or something.
Yep.
Give it a new
Yeah.
life or something. Can you give
Okay.
us an example now, or like tell us an example?
An example of things that I've nightstands. I wanted a set of nightstands for our bedroom.
Mhm.
And it turns out like furniture, I mean, if it's not like that plywood flimsy stuff, it's expensive
Yeah.
these days. So
Uh-huh.
I found one nightstand at a yard sale and I found another one at a thrift store, and they weren't a perfect match, but they were about the same like width and height. And so I thought, well, they can be sisters, you know.
Cute.
There you go.
Sanded
From
them
another
down,
mother.
right?
Yeah.
Sanded them down, painted them the same color, and then they have these cute little like rustic knobs. And now we have
Oh,
night-
that's so fun.
Very cool.
So yeah, you do lots of cool things with like different knobs and hooks and stuff. Do you get those at thrift shops too?
Sometimes I have found a few. Often they're at like craft stores, like a Michael
that's good.
or a
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby or
Yeah.
like that.
So when you go thrifting, do you bring your kids or you go by yourself?
I bring my kids.
And how do you do that?
They are like expert little thrifters. Okay, well, the 2-year-old is insane and he's like jumping out of the cart the whole time. But my 6 and 8-year-old, they have been collecting book series.
Oh.
And so they
Yeah.
will come to the thrift store and they're like faster than I am. They like turn their heads to the side, right, and read all the titles on the shelf.
Nice.
Wow.
So they're
They're like, oh, we
bookies.
don't have this one yet. We don't have this one, but we've been like collecting Goosebumps and American Girl books, and
Oh,
Oh my
right.
gosh, that's so
they're
cool.
so good at it. It's so funny to watch them just race to the bookshelves.
that's
Lex
so
kids
lovely.
are bookies too.
I love
Yeah.
it.
That's a core memory that they're gonna have. Do you like travel to go to different thrift shops around the area? Do you like hit up like the same ones?
Yeah. So the town that I live in has 2 like larger ones, and then I think a couple smaller ones we haven't checked out yet. But I'm like 40 minutes away from a valley that has, I don't know, 50, 50 more plus. And so like on Saturdays, sometimes if we don't have anything to do, we will go thrifting and we'll go over and zip around the whole valley and see
Oh
what
my
we can
gosh,
find.
that's so fun.
Yep, it has been fun.
I'm looking forward to do that maybe when my kids are a little older and have possibly a little more impulse control.
Yes. The toy aisle is always a little overwhelming. Mom, can I get this? I'm like, it's missing 3 wheels. No.
They don't care.
Yeah. Lex, your little brother, he's a thrifter.
Oh, I love
Yes,
that.
he is. Yeah. Anytime he comes to visit, he's got like the best fashion. And I'm like, did you thrift that sweatshirt? And he's like, yeah. Everything. He thrifts everything, but he puts it together so well.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how he does it. It's amazing.
That is a skill. That's awesome. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he's still like a baby in my mind. That's
I
crazy.
know, me too. But he lives in the valley, so maybe you guys will run into each other at the thrift shop
Yes.
sometime.
Oh, it's me.
Thanks for bringing those up. Those are great hobbies. I'm excited to see where that takes you in the next couple of years. Can you tell us a positive lesson that you learned from a past teacher that you still remember?
It's not an academic lesson. It's more of a life lesson.
Cool.
And to get to that story, I have to backtrack a little bit. So when I was 16, I had just turned 16. It was the month after. I got in a really bad car accident. And it was a drunk driver. We were turning left. They ran the red light. My little brother and I were life flighted to a larger hospital, and we are so grateful that we made it out okay. But I had a traumatic brain injury. My head hit the window and the door during that tumble of our car, and the glass like shattered up my eyelid and my face. But most of that injury was internal. You couldn't see it, right? It was a brain injury.
Mhm.
And sometimes that's kind of tricky because you can't see a brain injury. Anyway, so recovery, I was in the hospital for, I honestly don't even know, a few days only, really. And then I was home. But this happened in February. And when I woke up in the hospital, I thought it was the previous October. So I lost like 4 or 5 months of memory.
Oh my goodness.
Which, honestly, I'm like, there's so many points in my life where it would have been huge to lose that much memory. But like,
yeah, that's true.
It wasn't so bad in high school. I mean, obviously at the time I thought it was, but so I was home for a few weeks just recovering from this brain injury, and it made it difficult for me to speak. There was a lot of things happening. My balance was super off. I couldn't walk down a hall without like tipping over. Like it felt like I was on a boat all the time. I could answer questions and form responses in my head, but I couldn't get them to come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was speaking again, it was super robotic and slow. And it was the strangest thing. And I would get so angry with myself. So there was a lot of like anger and depression and just all these things going on in my head as a result of my brain being jostled around like that. So when I did go back to school, this would have been, I was in 10th grade. It was difficult because I didn't remember the curriculum, what I had learned up to that point since the previous October. And I had some teachers that were really understanding and others that were like, what do you mean? You were home for 2 weeks. Why aren't you caught up on your work?
Ugh. I'm annoyed already, but go on.
So,
me too. I'm sorry.
Okay. To my story about this teacher, it was a chemistry class, honors chemistry. It was a very hard class. I would say school was pretty easy for me up until 10th grade, and then math and science got hard. And so it was already a class that I had to use more brain power for. And I remember it was the first day back, and it was a test day. And the teacher passed out this packet of tests, and it was like chemical bonds. But I didn't remember learning any of it. Like I was like a semester before in my mind. And I looked down at this test, and it was like Mandarin Chinese to me. I was like, what is this? And I always prided myself in being like, an A+ student. Like that was important to me to do well in school, and to feel like I was going to fail this test was so devastating. And I didn't know what to do. And I wasn't the type where I was going to be like, hey, I don't know this, help me out. Because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember staring at this test, and my eyes filled with tears, and I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. That teacher must have noticed that I was breaking down. And she came over to me and said, let's go out in the hall. We step out into the hall, and she shuts the door, and she was like, hey, like what's going on? And I said, I don't remember any of this. I don't remember learning it. I swear I've never seen this before. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. And she said, don't worry about it. And she took the test from me, and she said, I don't want you to worry about anything you missed while you were gone. Let's start afresh. You're only going to learn along with us from here forward. You're not going to take this test, and it's going to be okay. I have always just been so grateful for that. And it's not like she went easy on me the rest of that year. I mean, it was a hard class, and she wasn't like a teddy bear type personality. I mean, she was strict and demanding, and I had to work hard. And I think I ended up getting like a B- in that class. But if you were looking at the textbook material, I didn't even deserve that. I mean, I missed a huge test and a lot of work. It was just so amazing to me that she saw me as a real person with this real challenge and gave me that grace. I don't know. It's a lesson that I've taken with me when I've been a teacher, to see my students as real people with real lives and real challenges, and try to be understanding and see them for what they're dealing with, and see the bigger picture, and that it's not always about, are they getting A, B, C correct, but what are they dealing with, and how can I support them through that? And yeah, that's just always stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good story. Let me just say that it is sad to me that is a rare, like that is the story, and that wasn't your experience across all your classes.
No. Yep.
But when you do have teachers like that, like you said, those lessons or those takeaways really stick with you because of the way that it makes you feel seen as, like you said, an actual person and not just a student in their class. And reminds, I think, the teachers who hear stories like this that there are much more important things than the curriculum in your particular class that you teach. I mean, from a non-traumatic point of view, I remember being a student and being like, we have 8 classes and they think this is our only class. Yeah. They think this is our most important class, or like the one we need to be spending 3 hours a night on doing homework. High school is so hard already, but then to have an experience like that and to feel like you are expected to just jump back in and then no material for 3 months is wild.
And I think another thing that was hard, like with other teachers, is I looked fine. I mean, other than I had some gashes on my face, like I looked okay. And I had another teacher say to me, what do you mean you weren't able to read Julius Caesar and do all this work? You were home for 2 weeks, just laying around. And I was like, okay, I was, but I was trying to like function mentally.
Recover. Yes.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, it's also, I mean, the whole experience gave me a lot of empathy for people dealing with unseen injury or unseen illness.
Yeah.
So
Well, look at the impact that one teacher had given you. You wanted to emulate that. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I did want to say, I remember that when it happened, because I had just moved away and you didn't remember that I moved.
No.
And I remember talking to you on the phone when you were in the hospital with that voice that you're describing. And it was one of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life.
I bet.
But hearing your perspective about like, that's not how you were talking in your mind is so weird to hear.
Yeah, it was so strange. And then it would lead me to like anger, like so much anger that it wasn't coming out like it was in my brain. Yeah, it was very, very strange, but
surreal. Yeah. Beth, thanks for bringing that up. That story, that is a lot to recount, I imagine. Heartwarming story from that one teacher, terrible story from the other teacher. And also I want to just remind everybody to obviously not drive under the influence, but also don't drive distracted. Put your phones down. Nothing is more important than being alive.
Exactly.
So protect yourself, your passengers, and the other cars around you. And that's it.
And that's honestly something I think about all the time because I've lived through it. And I think it shouldn't have to be, people shouldn't have to go through this traumatic experience to have this realization. Like, let's all just understand.
Yeah,
I also have
exactly.
this like driving mantra in my mind when someone cuts me off or, you know, someone's not going the speed limit and it's driving me crazy or whatever, is like, we're all just trying to get home safe. We're all just trying to get home safe, and we got to help each other get home safe. And if that person cuts you off and you want to rear end them, like, obviously don't do that. Like, you got to, we're all just trying to get home safe. Everyone is someone's spouse or brother or sister or friend, and let's all just help each other get home safe.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I like that. Gibby, what do you always say when people cut you off, or you've taught me to say, or if they like speed by you?
They must have to go to the bathroom really bad.
That's not what you say. Gibby's talking from his own experience.
Yeah. They must be in a hurry.
No, yes. He always says they must be in a hurry. They must be in a hurry.
They must be in a hurry.
They look like
I envision like, okay, maybe there's someone in that car that's in labor right now. Like, I don't know the story.
I think the same thing about slow drivers. Like, maybe they're bringing their newborn home for the very first time and they're driving 20 miles under the speed limit because of that.
Yeah. Well.
So, Beth, tell us about something else that you've learned, not from a teacher this time, but from a grandparent or a parent. Could be big or small.
I was very close with both of my grandmas, and they've both since passed fairly recently. I mean, within the last decade. So I was lucky that I got to live a fair portion of my life with both grandmas. My dad's mom, I called her Nini, and I feel like we're like soul sisters in personality. Like, the things that she loves, I love. And I don't know if she taught me to love them or if I just was going to love them anyway. But, I mean, Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, like, old movies, nature, flowers, like just the things that brought her joy bring me joy. I'll tell a little experience about this and then the lesson will come through. But she took me shopping once and we were in like a Nordstrom or a Dillard's. We were like in the big store in the mall, you know, and we passed this shoe display and there's these velvet fuchsia heels with a bow on top and the inside is like metallic pink. Like they're so obnoxious. Like where would you ever wear these pink shoes? And I think she saw me like stroking them because I was just like mesmerized.
Yeah, and it's velvet.
Right. And I wasn't going to say, I want those shoes because I wasn't going to ask for anything. I wasn't that kind of kid, but my kids are. I wasn't. Anyway, she was like, oh, Beth, do you like those shoes? And I was like, yes, Grandma, they're so beautiful. And she was like, well, grab your size. Let's buy them. And I was like, you can just buy something because you like it. It was like she indulged in small pleasures, things that brought her joy, and in a way made me feel like I had permission to do the same. Yeah. And so she bought me those shoes and I wore them out. I wore them through middle school, high school, college. And then I think I eventually did donate them to a thrift store because they had their time with me. But
very cool.
That, I mean, if we were like on a road trip, she would stop and, well, we got to get some licorice and we've got to get some chocolates. And I mean, just like the simplest little things, but if they make you happy, then it's okay. It's okay to get them. Yeah. It's okay to buy them. It's okay to do that thing that brings you joy, even if it's superfluous or silly, you know?
Yeah. I think what's wonderful about this is the whimsy aspect and the lesson that you should always listen to the whimsy in your heart, right?
Yes. I love that. Yes.
Aw, that's such a good story. I love the example with the shoes and the licorice on the road trip. How cute.
I love that you found permission when that was something that was foreign to you.
Yeah. Yeah, completely. I mean, I think, the way I was raised or even just my own mindset was like, if it's not necessary, you don't need it or, you know, and so, I mean, it's not always possible to buy the pink shoes, but when the situation is going to be fine if you do, I mean, allow yourself to go on that little trip or spend a night away from the kids or whatever it is, if it's going to bring you joy in life.
Yeah.
That is so good. I love that. And rest in peace to both of your grandparents.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But you'll always be able to pass her legacy on because, like you said, soul sisters, and you're passing on that little whimsy and leaning into those small joys. How lovely. Yes.
Hey, Beth, can you tell us about a time that you failed at something but ended up gaining much more than you expected from it?
I would love to.
Tell us about when you failed.
How about you were extremely challenged?
Right. There's been many, many times, but one that was like very cutting and like devastating for me was I'd been married about 2 years and I had this idea that I was going to become a flight attendant. And it's actually a very rigorous process to be selected to be a flight attendant. And it's a little bit different for every airline, but one of the major airlines is who I applied for. And we did, I think, 4 interviews. Like there was a phone call and then it was video calls back and forth because they want to see how you look, how you speak, how you interact in real time. And I mean, your appearance, like so much of it matters and it's very rigorous. And they're asking questions about how you might react in a certain situation with people on a plane, you know, or an emergency, or give us examples of when it was really hard interviews, but I kept getting moved along. They were like, yeah, we want you. And so they flew me to Atlanta where this airline has a huge base, and it was for the audition, and they do call it that, an audition, which as a performer growing up, I was like, I love that it's an audition, not an interview. It's like that clicked with my mind. And so I got my flight attendant costume on, right? And my lipstick. And it was a whole day of pretending to be a flight attendant. They had people from all over the country there. And we were stalking like the carts that are in the airplane, and they had us in group settings, like working together, and so many more interviews. It was very mentally taxing, and also to feel like I had to perform like the whole day, right? Because they're always watching you, and it's a performance essentially. And
Mm-hmm.
I
A
felt like
very
I did,
extended performance. Holy moly.
yes, yes, and I felt like I did really, really well. Like I remember when the day was over, I was like, for sure, I've got it in the bag. Like I did so well, and I got
Yeah.
along with this person, and everything went so smooth, and I felt so positive. And I flew home and got an email like the next day that was like, "We're sorry, but you have been rejected," or whatever it
Oh,
was. Kind of a blunt letdown, like you're not moving forward, we're not hiring you. And I was devastated. And I
huh.
think I just wasn't so used to rejection in my life.
Sure.
But
That makes sense.
also, it didn't line up with how I felt the experience went.
Yeah.
And so I just took it really hard. And so I'm like crying and upset. Getting into the medical side of things, I was a little bit late on my period, and I took a pregnancy test like that day when I had read the email, and it was positive. And so
What?
Hey.
suddenly I was pregnant, and I was going to be entering motherhood, and it was like such a crazy day where I had such devastation about something
Up
not
and
working
down.
out, and then it was like boom.
And this was the day
Wow.
after the audition.
Yes.
So, like, talking about 48 hours of
Yeah.
roller coaster emotions, that's crazy.
But the timing of
That-
it was so wild. And,
Yeah.
whatever your belief system, whether it was God or the universe or fate or whatever, I mean, that was a door open really quick. But when one door closes, I do believe another door opens. You will be guided toward what you're supposed to do or be or have next. And that happened really quickly in this instance.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Very
that's my
quickly.
8-year-old now. That was that story. So,
Oh, I have
Beth,
chills hearing this story.
yeah, let me just ask you this though. So you're performing,
yep.
and they're like, Beth, the wing just fell off the plane. What are you going to do?
What
No,
do
that
you
wasn't one of the
do?
questions.
You're taking me back to those interviews.
The wing fell
I make
off.
sure
It just
that
fell
every
off.
passenger is safely buckled in their seat.
Wow.
This is you're going to feel a bump.
Right?
Can I tell you, Beth? I think, okay, obviously I wasn't at the audition, but I feel like it wasn't that you weren't the right person for the job or that you didn't earn it. I feel like you totally earned it and you rocked it. And so I don't feel like it was a failure. I feel like it, like you said, the fates or or God or whoever, I feel like you definitely earned that spot, but it was your life that moved you away from it, and not those people who decided that you didn't earn it.
I like that. I like that perspective.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I could definitely see you being a flight attendant. Okay, when you describe that experience, though, I already had a lot of respect for flight attendants and the things that they go through, and the way that they have to be on literally constantly. And oh my gosh, but even more so now, like everyone needs to give so much grace and patience to the people who are putting on a literal show all day long.
All day long. And all they want to do is like, let's get up, get these people to their place, and get down on the ground. And we'll have to do it again.
I know. And then I'm like, is it really that hard to just be kind to them? Like, I just can't picture a scenario in which I need to berate a flight attendant.
Beth, circling back, what an entrance to motherhood. I mean, that's just wild. And have you thought about, like, have you ever had times where you just sit and you think about, like, in the parallel universe, there you are, no kids, and you're a flight attendant. Like, what is that? That's a
I
crazy
have considered, like, what if it had happened this way and whatnot, and how would I have had kids like for years? Like, I don't know, but no, I mean, not gonna lie, thinking about just getting myself ready for the day is a wonderful thought. That's not my reality right now, but when I think about my little wild children and how magical they are, and I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything, but yeah, it is something to think about. And I also wonder, like, when they're older, maybe it's something I pursue again. Maybe it's Something I go back and do. I don't know. Like,
there you go.
It's not shut out entirely. It's just on the shelf. And yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I have chills again because to circle back all the way to the beginning, I just don't feel like this was a time that you failed at something. It doesn't seem like, when you're telling us a story, it doesn't seem like a failure. It seems like you said a shelving of something. And you went and you put your heart into it and you had a lot of fun. And then the universe was like, not right now. You have other things to do.
I love that. Makes me feel less rejected to hear you say, you didn't fail. I mean, I did.
I mean, I imagine I would feel the same way. When you get a rejection letter in the mail, it's hard to view it as anything but a rejection letter.
Tell us a quality that you most admire in your friends.
I feel like I've always made friends easily. Like I'm a friendly person. And I always want everyone in the situation or the room to feel welcome and like they belong. And so I've never struggled to make friends. However, my genuine close friends, I can count on like one hand. Like the ones who have seen the real me, like if I am joking with you and I'm teasing you and like digging at you, that's because you're like in my small group of friends. Like I don't do that to anyone. And I feel like as I've gotten older, oddly enough, that circle doesn't grow. It just remains, like
that makes sense.
Yeah. And so something that I have appreciated from Lex, but also some of my other friends in that core group of people who really know the real Beth, is that we can offer each other grace. It's hard to keep in touch. It just is. As you get older and you've got a career or you've got a spouse, you've got kids, life gets crazy. And I am not good at maintaining friendships that require a lot out of me.
A lot of maintenance.
So like selfish, but when I can just talk to a friend I haven't talked to in like a year or more, and we can just pick up like we've never been apart. I don't know. That's something I really appreciated, is like just these true friendships where we can give each other grace and there's no one's feelings are hurt. And when we can talk again, it's like nothing ever happened and time never passed. And I don't know. I just really appreciate that, especially in motherhood. And I think, gosh, this is like a whole other spiel, but technology and especially phones and texting these days makes it seem like everyone should always be available all the time. And if you send them a message, you should have their attention. And it stresses me out. I'm like, can we just go back to writing letters and sending them on horseback and back
and pigeons?
Like, right. Like, I will never have my feelings hurt if someone takes 4 months to respond to a text message, because I don't expect that I need to be on their priority list or have their attention just because I sent them a message. Anyway, I just really appreciate that I've got this awesome group of core friends who understand, and we catch up when we send a Christmas card or some random cool thing comes up, like be on my podcast. And there's just this understanding that we're getting through our lives and we're still there for each other.
Well, you guys have an unconditional love for each other.
Yeah, I like that. Unconditional love.
Yeah. And I think when you are in this time period in life, I would say in your 30s, for example, whether you have kids or not, it is an incredibly busy time period.
Yes.
Even more so when you have a kid, even more so when you have multiple kids. And we're all just doing our best. But time is different in this period of life. It just is. It's not the same. So it's okay that you might get back to someone in 4 months, or you might talk to somebody twice a year, but have the intention of meeting up every other month or something.
Yeah.
We're all doing our best.
For me, the intention is enough. Like if it doesn't actually happen, that's fine. I'm like, great, life's busy.
Yeah, that's true. The intention's important. Yeah. And I love when you can reconnect and just jump right in. That's the beauty of also how this time period works, where time may pass, but it's also like it hasn't passed.
Yep.
That's a great quality of friendship to bring up, Beth. I love that. Okay. Let's take a guess, Gibby, on Beth's answer for this next one. What's the coolest mode of transportation you've ever been on? We've had a lot of people a lot of people choose this question. Okay. Actually, here, let's play a game. Beth, give us one hint.
A hard
That's
one.
very obscure. Yeah, a really hard one. And we will guess, and we will get it.
Very small.
Very small. So it's not a clown car.
No.
Was it at the circus this last weekend? Oh, no kidding. Very small. Okay. Oh, what could it be? Is it roller skates?
Be bigger than roller skates.
Okay, bigger than roller skates.
Okay. Is it one of those little 2-seater helicopters?
You're getting closer with the 2-seater, but it remains on the ground.
2-seater remains on the ground. Oh, I know. Okay, so it's like that mining cart in Donkey Kong.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've always wished there was a roller coaster ride of Mario Kart tracks. Like, why isn't there like a Mario Kart land yet? Maybe
that's a great point. I don't know.
Anyway.
All right, go for it.
Okay, coolest mode of transportation I've ever been on. I say this is cool because the whole experience itself was very wild and cool. Not that the actual vehicle was cool. It was the
whole
3-wheeled motorcycle, a very small, very noisy, very stinky with exhaust 3-wheeled motorcycle. Little bench in the back, and a driver I didn't know on the front.
Where was this at?
No, what are you talking about? We need to start from the beginning.
Okay, so this would have been like 2009 or something.
Okay.
Maybe 2008. I don't remember exactly, but the vehicle is called a tuk-tuk, is what I've heard, based on the noise it makes. I think that's why they call it that. But in a lot of major cities in other countries, they're like the taxi. That's like all that's on the road. I went on a service trip. It wasn't like a religious trip. It was linked with like Rotary International. They do a lot of humanitarian work throughout the world. And I went on a trip to the Amazon in Peru. And the final stop before you end up in the Amazon jungle is this city called Iquitos. It is, according to Google, the largest city in the world that is inaccessible by road.
Wow.
You can only get there by boat or plane. So we flew into Iquitos and we spent a couple of days there before we got on a riverboat and went down the Amazon to a small village. But it was my first time being in a city that size. I mean, there's more people there than I could even wrap my mind around. More smells, right? There's food carts and there's shops and there's so much like smoke and exhaust and like weedy smells, like all mixed up. Like if you've been in a big city, you know what I'm talking about.
It's overstimulating.
Yes.
Especially when they're all new to you.
Yeah.
Right. And we'd been like briefed, like, be so safe when you get on these tuk-tuks and make sure you know where you're going. And anyway, I'm like, we're speaking a language that I can barely even say more than a sentence. So anything could have happened, but just even that thought of like anything could happen. Like I am somewhere so different and no one's really got my bag here. You know what I mean? Like it was a very...
Were you traveling alone?
We had a group of us. So I didn't get on the motorcycle myself. I think I had a friend, another girl from the group with me, but it was like, take us to the hotel. Like, and we weren't going that far, but yeah, it was just the whole experience of it all was just so fascinating and cool to be on this little motorbike. And it had a little like cover above our heads because it rains a lot there. And I can't remember the first time if it was raining or not, but yeah, it was just overall a cool experience.
That is a great answer. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let me think. Was this the trip where you would... there were like lots of bugs at night and you had to like...
Did you have a bug net or a mosquito net?
Oh my gosh. No, I was crazy. And looking back, like I was a dramatic...
well, of course.
Girl.
We all were.
I still am, but no, I mean, bugs the size of your face. Like you just look over at the tree next to you and there's this... I mean, it's like the movies. Like the bugs in the Amazon are crazy. They're huge and they're brightly colored and they're really scary looking. And there were a bunch of spiders on our little like shed, like we could hear them like scuttling around on the roof
gosh.
because they're like thatched roofs and they would fall down and I would, so I pulled my bed like away from the wall because I didn't want spiders crawling up the wall and getting to me.
Smart.
So my bed is like in the middle of this room, and I've like tied my sleeves on my arms and my pants into knots so nothing can crawl up. I mean, I really went crazy.
I would have done the same. Absolutely.
And that
I was
would have been
covered in bites.
Oh my gosh.
That's horrible.
But I love that you bring this up as like not necessarily the, like you said, the vehicle itself, but what the experience meant to you and being a formative time in your life and experiencing something brand new and all around, like nothing was the same. I think we all need to have experiences like that.
Yes.
We've got 2 more questions. I love the last 2. We're going to start with, I think, a silly one and then end with a serious one. But if I'm wrong, I'm excited about that. So the silly one is, what's a random life hack that you have that can improve anyone's life?
I love life hacks, by the way. I especially love mom hacks. I'm like, if you know something, tell me.
Yeah, we all need to learn from each other.
My life hack, and it's something I just started doing probably like the last month, maybe 2 months, is I wake up in the morning and I open up all of our blinds, all of the curtains, all of the shades. Everything is wide open and we're letting in sunlight. And that's not something that I had ever done in my life until very recently. And it has had such an impact on my mood, on my my get going for the day. Like
your energy.
My energy. It starts the day. I feel more invigorated. And I mean, it's cold where I live right now, but cracking a window or 2 so we just are getting some fresh air, even if it's crisp for a little bit, and then shutting them again.
I do the same.
Yeah. And someone told me, I was talking about this and they were like, that's called burping your house.
I literally just read about that and I was like, I don't know about this.
I don't like that as much. It makes it feel like we smell bad, but anyway.
It feels like some airflow is like happening.
Yeah. But it's helped me, it's helped my kids, it's helped start our routine. And
I was going to ask, have you noticed a difference in the children?
Yes, I do. And even like if I go in their room and they haven't opened up and they're like playing Legos in the dark, I'm like,
as kids do,
let's open up the window. And it makes the whole experience better when you can see and there's light. And I mean, I am very pale and I always sunburn. And I feel like I've always described myself as a bit of a vampire because I don't like summer. I don't like being hot. I don't like sun. So coming to this realization is like very new for me, that like sunlight can be good.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah.
Unfortunately, science is correct. Okay. Sunlight is good.
That's so funny. That's a great life hack.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's something that is so wonderful because it's so easy.
Yes. And that's what I love.
Easy things. Exactly.
Anything I'm implementing in my life needs to be easy right now. And that is something we all can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally do that too, Beth. But what it kind of backfires sometimes when my youngest gets me up at 5 and it's still dark and I open it up and I'm like, oh man, look how dark it is outside. This is not what I was hoping for. So you do have to kind of time it well if you want to get the full effects. But that's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, then let's switch gears. As far as if you had one message to share with the world, what would it be?
In 2 words, choose hope.
There
you go.
That's good.
Choose hope.
I am naturally kind of an anxious person, and I have to like step away from news cycles because I do become so worrisome and overwhelmed when I read or see heavy things going on in the world. And it's so easy to be like, oh, everything's headed in the wrong direction. How are we going to course correct? Or what is it going to take for like people to see things a certain way? Or how do we fix these problems? I'm like, there's so much that has to be fixed and I can't do it myself. And how many of us are going to, anyway, it gets very overwhelming. Yeah. But I think hope, the feeling of hopefulness or having hope is something that will never be bestowed upon you or like given to you. Like there's never going to be some glorious day when everything happens perfectly and everything's fixed and therefore you can have joy and hope in the future, it has to come from you. And it is an active choice to hold on to hope and to hope that things will get better and to hope that there is an answer, even if we're not there yet. And I just think that that's something everyone needs more of right now is hope. And I obviously not like inactive hope where you sit and do nothing and just,
Yeah.
you know, there are things that come along with that, and that could be a whole other conversation, but just to hold on to hope that things are going to turn out okay. It's all going to be okay.
That hope is your driving force.
Yes.
Into action or whatever it is that looks not that it is your action. Like, well, I'm sitting at home. I'm hopeful that
and I'm hoping for all of you.
That is so brilliant. I knew this would be a good one, and because I just knew it was gonna be good. But exactly how you described it is so well put, that it is a choice that you have to make, and it's not something that you're going to feel like on a whim. You have to seek that out.
And it's hard. It's not easy. Like, it's not rainbows and butterflies to wake up and be like,
especially now.
Just so full of hope today. Like, I still am an anxious person. I still am impacted by
that's a good point.
Scary, frightening things happening in the world.
Yes.
But I have to remind myself, like, hold on to that hope, that glimmer of joy, of light, of happiness, that things will get better and it's going to be okay and your kids are going to turn out all right.
We literally have to feel that way, or what's the point? Like, we have to push forward. But I love how you brought up that you can simultaneously feel hope and anxiety, or hope and whatever the opposite of hope is sometimes. Or I mean, you can have a lot of emotions. It doesn't have to just be 100% hope.
It doesn't erase anything else, but I think having it on the table is necessary to move forward.
That's lovely.
We just feel so fortunate for you and for all of our guests that we've had and will have, that you're willing to come on to our podcast and share these things with us and our listeners in the world. So thank you so much, Beth. This has been so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
It was wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and we'll get you on the schedule for publishing, and we'll chat soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Beth. That was really fun.
That was so fun.
She had so many good questions and really so many great stories to go with them.
I love stories that go with questions, right?
Of course. That's kind of the point. But tell me which ones resonated with you.
Okay, let's see. I couldn't even pick one.
Well, I'm going to pick one for you then.
No, I'm going to pick one first.
No, I want it first.
Let's see if it's the same one.
Okay, you got it.
All right?
Yep.
I'll count to 3. We'll say it. 1, 2, 3.
Grandparent.
The flight attendant. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I like the idea that she learned, she was granted permission to get something, a whole concept that was not, innate in her upbringing. You can
and it's not necessarily about, I feel like it's less about like getting something and more about leaning into the joy and the whimsy and your creative side, or things that you find beautiful, and like she phrased it, giving yourself permission to go for it. And in this case, it's like getting those small things. But I love that story. And I also feel like that is one of the great things about being a grandparent, is that you can do things like that. And I'm speaking from experience of watching my mother be a grandparent with my kids. And when they ask her for things, she says, yeah, let's do it. Which I love. I love that she brought up birding. I love that she brought up thrifting. I love that she brought up sunlight in your house. I just feel like she brought up so many great things to think about.
And in her leaving note was probably the best.
Choose hope.
Choose hope.
I think that's another episode of Porch Swing People.
I think you're right. Porch Swing People out. Porch Swing People is recorded and produced by Lex and Gibby. Opening music was written and produced by Michael Gibson. Porch Swing People is a podcast featuring everyday people. If interested in being a guest, email us at porchswingpeeps@gmail.com. at gmail.com.